Hi guys, today I'm going to compare the Samsung Galaxy A5 2016 versus the Samsung Galaxy S7. And before you ask yourself, why in the hell would anyone compare a mid-ranger against a flagship? No, it's not to find out which one of these two is the best, but which one for you maybe could offer the better value and be the smarter choice. Because after all, the A5 is at around 340 euros right now, where the S7 is about 700. So there's definitely a big difference in terms of price. And if it's really that much better, the S7, that's something we are going to find out in this video. So let's start off with the design and the build quality. In terms of size, you can see the A5 is quite a bit taller, about 2 millimeters wider, but therefore even thinner. We have though 5.2 inches on the A5, where we have 5.1 on the S7. In terms of the button placement, I think the S7 does definitely a better job, because this for me is the more convenient position, but it's still absolutely fine here. Other than that, we can see the volume rocker is pretty similar, but what I like a little bit better on the S7 is the more subtle and better feeling clink compared to the A5, where the buttons just feel a little bit more cheap in terms of the feel and also sound. Now, the same goes for the fingerprint reader. As you can hear, sounds a little bit cheaper compared to the way more subtle press. Now, let's see which one of those actually open up faster. So let's try it. The A5 wins this time, but usually if I do it properly, the S7 should definitely always win. And you can see it definitely opens a little bit faster, but they both do a great job. We have 2.5D glass on the front and on the back on the A5, which definitely makes it super substantial in the hand, feel really great. Both have glass on glass, so no issues or differences here, all is fine. What I like on the S7 is the curve here, which makes the device feel a lot more compact in the hand, and overall it just feels noticeably smaller, even though it's just 0.1 inches small. But the A5 for its price couldn't possibly feel any better. It feels very round, feels super premium. So for this price they did a great job, and you pay double the price for a little bit better just on the S7. Now let's get into and check the actual displays here. We have a 1080p display on the A5 versus a QHD display on the S7. And I did turn off the rotation, I guess so. So let's get this done. In terms of my opinion, here is what I think. They're both on 75% right now, and when I did them both on 100%, the A5 actually seems a little bit brighter. Of course, we have the sunlight mode on the S7, so in sunlight it could be a little bit better. Both have a great white, both have a pretty much perfect black. In terms of colors, they do both a fantastic job. The S7 seems to have the slightly, ever so slightly better contrast, but no complaints here at all. What I noticed though, if I have pictures with a lot of smaller details, which you won't be able to see on the video, the A5 actually seems a tad sharper. So I guess after all, everyone would compare and choose the S7 as the winner for the best display, but if I wouldn't know better and I would see both displays without seeing the resolution or anything like that, I would almost choose the A5 as the winner. So they are so close to each other that you definitely can't justify double the price. Both have excellent displays, and I will give the win to the S7 mostly due to the slightly better contrast, but they are both doing an absolutely wonderful job. So now let's check the sound here. Let's do it actually this way. Start off with the A5. The microphone is in the middle, so the sound should be definitely comparable. Okay, one more. Okay, I'm not sure how well the microphone picks up the actual differences, but what I noticed, the S7 definitely is a tad louder, not really by that much, but usually if I use them in normal use, I definitely noticed that this one is louder, and it definitely sounds a lot richer. The balance is just a bit better overall. The A5 feels a little bit more flat in direct comparison, still good enough though, mostly loud enough, no problems here. Speaker placement, both have them on the right upper side, but on the right lower side, but I noticed that I blocked the S7 speaker a little bit easier, which usually never happened on the A5. So The win goes to the S7, but not that far off actually. Now let's compare the performance here. Both are here on naked browser. Let's scroll and see the differences. So I guess it's obvious. The S7 performs really nice. It has a few odd stutters from here and there, but as you can see, the A5 just doesn't seem to be on par on the same smoothness level. Let's try Chrome here. Okay, here it is. So let's try it again. As you can see, the A5 isn't 100% smooth, but it's definitely still very nice experience. Same goes here for the S7. I've seen a few phones behaving better in the browser, and there has to be some optimization been done, but overall they do a great job. But the overall better performer is definitely the A5. As you can see, the app launch times are way quicker, and as you can see here, the scrolling here is absolutely flawless, where it's a little bit micro stuttery on. Let's actually try that once again. Close those apps just so you can see the loading times now. As you can see, the S7 is a tad faster, but not by that much. If you can see this right again, it loads the page faster, and the scrolling is just absolutely brilliant. As you can see here, I think the most obvious difference is if you go into Google Plus, and let's actually try it once again to close them so you can see the actual launch time. So as you can see, it is always faster, but it is a lot more expensive. They both catch right now, but as you can see, the S7 really nice. For G+, this has been done really well, and the A5 still performs nice. We have stutters and lag, but that's fine. In terms of gaming performance, the S7 wins clearly, and I won't really show that off, so this is fine. So now let's talk about the battery life. They both charge in 1 hour and 35, so both on same terms. This one has a 2900 milliamp hours, where the S7 has 3000 milliamp hours, but the battery life definitely is better because we only have a 1080p display and the lower end SoC. So I got at least 6 hours plus over the course of even 1 or 2 days, sometimes even reached 7 for one reason, actually once even 8 hours of screen on time on the A5. Where I'm not quite so sure about the S7 yet. I don't have it long enough, but I have to make this comparison because I have to give this one back quite soon. So I am at around 4 hours and 20 to 4 hours and 50 over the course of one day right now in terms of screen on time, but I definitely need a little bit more time to get it out. But here, of course, the A5 wins, even though I'm not quite so sure how much I can get on the S7, but there's no chance it will get any close to what the A5 achieved. Now, in terms of software, we are running 5.1.1 on the A5, where we already have 6.0.1 with a lot of nicer implementations here on the S7, because as you can see here, these are the quick settings on the A5. You can't really expand them, you have to scroll to the side, where on the S7 you can just make another swipe and you have all your toggles available. You can still scroll through, and if you actually use a double finger, you can scroll through all of them right out of the box. These are minor enhancements, but overall it has a few more options and it works generally just better. What is also the case here, 2 GB of RAM in the A5, where we have 4 GB of RAM in the S7, and it's noticeably in multitasking because the A5 kills apps quite early. The S7 still doesn't do the best jobs with even 4 GB of RAM, but noticeably better than the A5. That's it for the software. Of course, the S7 is more mature, has more features. We have dual window on both, but we don't have pop-up window on the A5. So there are a few minor differences, but this one has still a lot of features. No problems here. Both support the theme engine, as you can see. So of course the S7 wins. When it comes to the camera, I have to say one thing, the S7 focuses a lot faster, shoots the pictures in general a lot faster, but the quality of the A5, and you can see that in the review, is actually very impressive. I'm not quite so sure about the S7's qualities overall because I just didn't get to play enough with it yet. From what I saw, it actually seems to be even slightly worse than the S6 was. It just doesn't seem quite as sharp and detailed. But compared to the A5 does a great job. Right now, if I wouldn't have known beforehand which one was which, I would have actually thought the A9 or the A5 made the better pictures, but like I said, I haven't gone through all the things right now, and I'm pretty sure the S7 will turn out as the winner. Of course, it also has 4K recording video and all that, so it will be the better camera, but of course you pay a lot more. So let's get to the actual ending and just read really quickly through the categories. Design and build quality, the S7 wins, still a really close second place to the A5. Display, I would almost make this one win just for the price, but the S7 wins by a really small margin, even though it has the higher res display. Sound goes to the S7, just a tad louder, a tad richer, still both are doing a great job. On the headphone jack, I give a clear win if it would have been stock for the A5, because the sound sounded a little bit clearer to me. But what we have on the S7 that we don't have on the A5 is, if we go into sound quality and effects, you have an equalizer where you can adjust the sound in the settings, and this is something you just don't have. You have a few more options that works out really nice. You also have a depth sound that is a little bit more capable, so keep that in mind. This one still though has a great headphone jack quality, no problems here at all. The performance definitely easily goes to the S7. It performs overall just a lot smoother. It is the flagship after all. And on the A5, I've even seen some lower end phones that perform a little bit smoother, maybe not faster but smoother. Battery, A5 wins quite clearly against the S7. In terms of software, the S7 wins, but once the A5 gets Marshmallow, they will get a lot closer and not enough, so it would be an impact. So good here. Camera qualities, of course, the S7 is pretty much sure to be the winner, even though I'm not there to actually judge that yet. So in overall, I gotta say 700 against 450, let's say half of the price. The A5 makes pretty much all amazing what it can do. The only thing that I would wish for to be better would be the performance. I would have wished for it to be just a tad smoother, and then it's a really legit alternative for a lot of people to just choose the A5 if you want to be better in pretty much every aspect by just a little bit, but therefore pay double the price. I don't blame you, because that was exactly what I found. Because I wasn't sure to buy the S7, I used the A5 for a week and I thought, yes, I want just a more compact, nicer in-hand feel. I need the S7. I want a slightly better display, the slightly better sound, the noticeably better performance, the camera, and all that made me actually pay double. But I absolutely get if that's not something for you. If you still want overall more than high-end qualities, where in many aspects it's already a flagship, because the build quality could easily be a flagship. Display could easily be in the S7 as well. Performance, definitely not so much. Battery is better than most flagships on the market, and the camera is still a flagship camera, even though maybe a little bit lower end than the S7. So I think I've covered it quite direct. You should know which one is the better one for you. Of course, the S7 is the overall winner, but if you see the value, the A5 wins hands down for me. So I guess that was it. My comparison of the A5 2016 against the Samsung Galaxy S7. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you have either one, what were your thoughts on deciding maybe which one to get, or in general, which was your choice? And if you have any questions, leave them down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe and maybe reshare this video. Other than that, I wish you a nice day. Until next time, bye.